welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream of WWE Smackdown. Smackdown just went out the air. This is how the show ended tonight. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for it. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. My video was sponsored by my favorite YouTubers and podcasters like Fightful, Pro Wrestling, Salamonster Sound Off, JD from New York, Just Alex, Post Wrestling, Wrestling Inc., and Denise Salcedo, and Good Might Work Commentary. I got more on the way, so hit that like button. Enjoy this video. I'll make this video about an hour. This will be a 1 hour live stream. Maybe an hour and 30 minutes. We'll see how long it goes and see how the review is. We'll see how many subscribers, how many let's plays, how many likes can we get in this video. Now we are going to talk about SmackDown. We're going to talk about the news and rumors for WWE and AEW. And I'm also going to talk about another let's play that I will be doing on my YouTube channel. I will be playing some games on my PS4 that I'll put on my channel. We'll be playing Batman, Mafia. But as of right now, let's get right into SmackDown. Let's see what happened here. This is how the show ended. Motor City Machine Gun. They win the tag team title. They beat the Bloodline tonight. It felt worse. It really did. I thought the ending and the moment felt worse. I think it too soon. I think they did that for ratings and for shock values. Now we all know why they did that. Only reason why the Bloodline lost the titles is to prolong the story with the Bloodline. You know that they're setting up this Bloodline Civil War. It can be Roman Bloodline against Solo Bloodline going into Survivor Series. That's gonna be the War Games. It's all setting up. I just feel like the way how the ending felt was, it kind of overshadows the Motor City Machine Guns moment here because it felt worse. The match was like less than 10 minutes. We got Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns came out, they stopped the Usos, and then Jey Uso, he came out and he caught the Bloodline the titles. And then the closing angle with Jey Uso in the ring with Jimmy Uso, and they both hug, and the crowd gives them a big pop. The Usos are back together. They reunite after a year. We all knew they were coming, and then Roman Reigns is standing there with that look on his face. Like, what does he think about all this? Because after what we just saw, now I am gonna fast forward back to some other matches I want to show you. It doesn't look like that they announced anything for next week. Actually, next week, I don't think SmackDown gonna be live next week. Gonna be pre-taped. Now this main event felt what? The match was like it may have been like 7 or 8 minutes. It may have been 7 or 8 minutes. The match may have gone like 7 or 8 minutes. They did have a good match with DIY. Alright, here's AEW Rampage. Now this was also pre-taped. Not gonna talk about that. Oh wait, hold on. I'm trying to show you guys the other matches. I want to show you guys the news and rumors on what else happened on this show. Alright. Oh, what the? I'm very sorry for this, having some technical difficulties. English or Spanish, pause your Chrome Dome. I had to mute the volume, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Oh, actually, wait. Well, as long as there's no volume in the background, I can't show it, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'm very sorry for the technical difficulty. After, I want to show you guys more of the masses and the news and rumors. Some reason won't show me the pictures. I don't know why. Alright, here we go. Very sorry for that. Don't know why it takes so goddamn long. Alright, there's my channel. Here's Smackdown. Now let's get right into the show. Now here are the news and rumors. The other podcasts are talking about it. You know, where's the heat? Cody and Gunther had no heat. Motor City Machine Gun won the tag team title. The Usos reunite. Randy Orton confronts Triple H. Will we see Kevin Owens cost Cody Rhodes the match? Will that happen? We don't know. Alright. I didn't think SmackDown was that good. That was alright. All that mattered was the ending.
Without much of a story along the way. And we know what kind of story these guys can have. And so to move them along from the tag division into their own story of breaking up.
Alright. As you guys know, tomorrow night is NXT Halloween Havoc. The pay-per-view is tomorrow night. I am gonna watch it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a review, but I will watch the pay-per-view for NXT and we'll see what happens on that show.
Is being rubbed up. How I get, but you know what? I feel a little better. I have to admit, some
Death Rebel music complaints. Here are the news and rumors that we're gonna talk about. Backstage news and the response to the fan and talent complaining for Death Rebel theme music. The WWE parent company TKO announced a strategy of sports asset. Also, Damian Priest appears in New York Yankees World Series hype video. Because he's a fan of the New York Yankees. He is from New York.
Kevin Orton is it. I'm making Kevin Orton shirts.
Kevin Orton! Guys, get in those super chats and humper chats. Thank you so much.
Alright, gonna show this.
Motor City, they were into these guys.
Alright. I thought the show was alright. I think the best thing on the show may have been Carmelo Hayes and Andrade in their best of 7 match. And I thought the ending was great. Alright, now let me show you the rest of SmackDown. The rest of SmackDown is right here. Now, as you guys know, WrestleMania 2-day combo tickets are available now. Who's gonna buy the WrestleMania ticket? They showed a video package for the Hayes and Andrade match. Cody Rhodes and Gunther come face to face. I thought the face to face was the same old shit and it was boring. Wasn't anything special. That was a vlog a day ago. Cody Rhodes week with the main city of UFC. So we got the UFC champion and the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion. Was that UFC? Now there's the countdown for Halloween Havoc. Here's NXT. I don't think I was able to do. I don't think I did, so I might as well just show it. Now, on Sunday, October 27, Halloween Havoc. I will watch the pay-per-view. I don't think I'll do a review. I think I'll just watch the pay-per-view. Anyway, this is what happened on Smackdown as the videos are coming up. The show opened up with Randy Orton calling out Kevin Owens. Triple H grant Randy Orton a match against Kevin Owens. At first, Triple H didn't want to give it to him because he said he's not protecting Kevin Owens, he's protecting Randy Orton. Because, Orton had that back injury. Randy Orton did bring up the fact about, the history. We all know the history between Randy Orton and Triple H. The history of Evolution, the feud they had at WrestleMania 25. Randy Orton did bring it up tonight. About how, he also brought up that, Triple H broke into his house with his sledgehammer and beat his ass in his lawn. So, they made the match official. We're going to see Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at Crown Jewels. Now, what they also made LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the US title at Crown Jewel, the Maverick made official. And they also made official the women tag team titles. Jade and Bianca will defend the women tag team titles at Crown Jewels. That's another filler match. That shouldn't happen. So we got two titles on the line, and they're just filler. Now we got this Best of Sevens, LA Knight, BFT, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. The match ended in a no contest. There was no winner. LA Knight was the referee in this match, but the match was no winner. To where backstage, Nick Aldis announced that okay, LA Knight gonna defend it in a triple threat match against these two at Crown Jewels. I think LA Knight will lose. I think Carmelo Hayes should win. Or maybe Andrade. I think Carmelo Hayes should win. I think it makes sense if he wins it. I'm looking forward to that. Now we did get the face-to-face with Randy Orton and Gunther. I thought it was the same old shit. It was pretty boring. It wasn't that good. I mean, there's no heat between Gunther and Cody Rhodes. There's no build. There's no reason to care. There's no stake. It's just a plain. It's just simple. Now, after they got done talking, we did get a brawl. You know, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser beat up Cody Rhodes, and then Randy Orton came out and saved them. I don't know why. Where was Kevin Owens? We didn't see Kevin Owens tonight. I hope that this is all leading to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. I hope that's the next program. Hopefully. Now we got Solomon Monster and we got JD from New York. See what they have to say. I thought Smackdown was alright. So I think they announced like 6 matches. We know that 6 matches have been announced for Crown Jewels. I'm surprised that Roman Reigns hadn't been announced for the card. He's usually on every Crown Jewel pay-per-view, but he's not on this one. You would think they would do Roman and Solo, or maybe Roman and Fatu, but it doesn't look like Roman Reigns is going to be on Crown Jewels. They already announced the 6 matches. So you know the match has been announced. But we did see Roman Reigns on the show. As I said, he came out at the end of the show. Him and Jimmy, they came out and attacked Solo and Jacob. Then we saw Jey Uso come out, went after the Tongas, caught in the tag team titles. And then we saw the moment of the Uso reuniting. And we saw that look on Roman's face on the stage. Was he shocked? Was he surprised? I think he's okay with it. It's all setting up for that Bloodline Civil War for War Games. It's gonna be 4-on-4. Now these were the only 4 to talk about, you know. Roman Reigns, everything with the Bloodline at the end of the show. Cody Rhodes and Gunther face to face. The Best of 7 with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes with LA Knight at the referee. And LA Knight screwed them both over to where now we can defend it in a triple threat match against both of them at Crown Jewels. We did have a very good match with DIY and mostly a Machine Gun. And surprisingly, shockingly, I didn't think that they were gonna get the title match like tonight. Like right after they beat DIY, they got their title match. It felt rushed and it felt too soon. Not even a month, and Motor City Machine Gun has already been given gold. It felt rushed, and only reason why they did it was to get it off the Bloodline, because the Bloodline don't need it. I think the Bloodline did need the titles. They weren't ready to. The Bloodline didn't need to drop the titles so soon. They were not ready. They should have kept the titles, and they should have done the Usos and the Tongas. Imagine how great that feud would be for the tag team titles. Maybe they don't want the Usos to be champions again. They want someone new. I think I think there's no champion. I'm gonna say it again. I don't care what anyone says. Motor City Machine Gun, they are transitional champions. They're gonna have no title for a few weeks until they eventually lose them. I don't see long-term title reigns. Oh no, that's not long-term title reign. They are gonna title when in the next month. I'd be shocked they have this in a month. But again, they're your transitional champions. Alright, now let's talk about the news and rumors. Wait, so that was AEW Dynamite. I don't think I talked about this one yet. Did AEW find their newest voice? Samantha Irvin headed to AEW after she part ways with WWE. Carlito and Hot Water with WWE. WWE losing one of the biggest voices in Samantha Irvin as he gave her notice to WWE that she will be leaving the company to pursue her interest in other wrestling, outside wrestling. Why would a decision made so sudden? Would WWE change their stance on certain aspects of what talent can or cannot do? And will she end up in AEW with her fiance Ricochet? As you guys know, Carlito isn't hot water with WWE. Comments were made in a promo last night on WWE Raw with Kairi Sane and Io Sky. We know Braun Breaker won the IC title due to Bloodline family drama. How bad is it for Solo Sikoa? And what are the next steps for revenge if you're Jey Uso? Definitely eventual causes AEW to cry and change up politics regarding what talent can go to WWE. We also know the Brock Lesnar rumors. If Brock Lesnar returning, if you still care. And we also know that Chris Jericho's AEW contract is expiring next year in 2025. And Vince McMahon accused of creating a hostile and nasty environment for his creative writer, according to Rolling Stone. There's more news on that. Now this is what happened on AEW Dynamite. We waited 2 years for John Moxley to attack Chuck Taylor, and nothing. Thought the show was terrible. John Moxley is here and said AEW, uh-oh. Who are the next losers in AEW's locker room step up and challenge BCC? Now we know that Chris Jericho Ring of Honor Championship in this ladder match. They call it a ladder war match. And Chris Jericho won. We had Camille and Queen Emnada, that her name? They went 1-on-1 night in the match. And the House of Black makes a rare appearance on Wednesday night. Now, here are the news and rumors for AEW, the slate, the day of AEW with JD from New York and Andrew Badalla. It's been a while since Andrew Badalla did a live doing JD from New York. But they're going to talk about AEW. We need to fit AEW. Hey, what the hell? We need to fit AEW, the current day of AEW address. The current day AEW is in shambles and crazy needs a reset. Tony Khan continues to lose viewers, rating, live attendance every week. And most importantly, the trust of the wrestling fan minus the people he branded sickos. What do we fit? How do we fit AEW? What is missing from AEW to make it stable? Weekly episodic television show. What is the emotion, and why did AEW seemingly ignore it for simply great pro wrestling? And he conquers, and so much more. Alright. Now let's see, they're gonna be talking now. So we know that Next week on Saturday, November 2nd, at Crown Jewel, they announced 6 matches. Cody Rhodes and Gunther, Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, LA Knight defending the US title against Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, and we got the women tag team titles. So that's about 6 matches. We have 6 matches for Crown Jewels. I'm glad we got more matches. 6 matches are good enough. It can't just be 5 matches, but we got 6 matches. And one of them is a match that some of them I don't really care about. No one cares about the women tag team titles. I think the only match I'm looking forward to is Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. And I guess Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
Care about all the other things that.
Now let's see what Salamonster has to say.
Their WWE debut, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, 18 years together as a tag team. 7 days ago, they made their debut in WWE. It took 7 days for them to come back here to Smackdown this week and finally, after all these years, call themselves tag team champions in WWE. And one of the best moments that you will see on SmackDown all year. I fucking love it when good things happen to good people. And you will be hard-pressed to find anybody in wrestling who has ever had a bad word to say about Alex Shelley or Chris Sabin. Very well liked, very well respected, very influential. You heard Corey Graves say it on commentary tonight. Your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. I love that description. I think that's a very appropriate description for the Machine Guns. But let's take it back a little bit further. Because Jey Uso has been walking around now for several weeks as the Intercontinental Champion. And then they announced this rematch with him and Braun Breaker for Raw this past Monday. And it was kind of looking clear to me where this was likely headed. We are heading to Survivor Series. We're going to get a War Games match. It's already been announced. It doesn't make sense.
Watch your mouth. I don't hear your attitude.
The Bloodline story to have War Games implications on that show. Jey Uso went into Raw Monday night.
There a problem here? I don't care what it was. Get your fucking mouth shut.
Thanks to Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and Tama Tonga. The Bloodline got involved. He lost his title. And as I told you even before that, I said it all makes sense. It all comes into focus now because Jey Uso, when he showed up on SmackDown last week, that was the beginning of the end for him as the Intercontinental Champion. He effectively lost the title that night, and on Monday, they just handed the belt to Braun Breaker. Because the minute he showed up on Friday, you knew that it was going to be over for him. There were going to be repercussions for him stepping up to Solo Sikoa and mouthing off to Jacob Fatu, and that's exactly what happened. But he came it out a little bit more. Jey Uso, tick the tat, going to cost the Bloodline their goal, just like they cost him his. It was only a matter of when, not if. Was I expecting it to happen this quickly? No, I wasn't. It was quite the surprise to see them go with that finish on the show tonight. Because they weren't announced for a tag team title match. They were announced for a #1 contenders match to become tag team champions. But you knew that it was coming. Just common sense. Use your brain. You had to know that it was coming. Jey Uso was not going to let that go unpunished. And so tonight, there he is. First it was Jimmy. Then the ref got bumped. Then it was Jay getting involved and costing the Bloodline the tag team titles. I don't want to hear that they needed help to win the titles. No, they look like an afterthought to me. They couldn't do it on their own. It's too much too soon. All of those may be valid things for people to say if they had a fault that they found with the segment near the end of the show. You know what? Sometimes on these wrestling shows, there are moments. There are moments. Tonight, the big moment, honestly, the big moment, if you are a WWE fan, wasn't even the Motor City Machine Guns winning the tag team titles, because if you don't know who the Motor City Machine Guns are, to them, to those fans, they're just two small new guys on the roster that, okay, they wrestle kind of cool, but they're not really familiar with them. This doesn't mean to them what it means to the fans who have been following these guys on the indies and in TNA, everywhere they've gone. If you are a Motor City Machine Guns fan, that was the moment for you tonight. But for all the WWE fans, it was Jey Uso hugging Jimmy Uso at the end of the show, because the other noteworthy thing that we got beyond the tag team title change was the reunion of the Usos. Again, something we knew was coming. It was only a matter of when. It was not a matter of when. And then that parting shot of Roman Reigns standing on the stage, looking on, contemplating things. And we are left to wonder, how are they going to resolve their issues, Roman and Jey? Because we're not done yet. There has to be a reconciliation. We haven't had that reconciliation. We've only had one reconciliation. What about the more important one? We're going to get that too. That will come. But I don't really care about all the other things that I just mentioned. Oh, they're an afterthought. It was background to the Bloodline story. Yeah, of course, because the Bloodline story is the dominant story on SmackDown. It is the dominant story in this entire company. Everything revolves around the Bloodline, for better or worse. Anything is going to be background noise to the Bloodline story. It played out exactly the way that I figured it would. They were going to get the assist. It was not going to be a clean win for the Machine Guns over Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. But you live for these moments sometimes. And to see those two guys out there for all the years that they've been together, first of all, it's just surreal for me to even see them on WWE television at all. It honestly is not anything that I thought we would see. These guys have been around for a long time. Both men have had injuries, Chris Sabin especially. I mean, he was plagued there for years by multiple ACL tears, to the point where I thought his career might be over. The fact that he's even able to wrestle and still go out there and perform at a high level is amazing, considering the knee issues that he's had. You watch these two guys 18 years on here as a tag team, and they have not missed a beat. They go out there and they work the same kind of matches they were working 10, 15 years ago. And I fucking love it, like I said, when good things happen to good people. And to me, that was the moment of the night. That was a very cool moment. I feel fucking great for those two guys, because I'm sure for them, and for a lot of the people in the back too. They, WWE posted this great video up on their YouTube channel. It's like a day of vlog when they first made their debut, and like Sami Zayn was backstage. I don't know why he was backstage at SmackDown, but there he was. Sami Zayn was in the back, and he was amazed, because apparently Sami doesn't pay attention to anything that's going on online. I can't say that I blame him. And he was like, wait, you guys are here? Like, you're here? They're like, yeah, we're making our debut tonight. Like, he was blown away by this, but he was so happy. He was so happy. And I'm sure there's a lot of people backstage and a lot of people in wrestling right now who have worked with them and are friendly with them, who are feeling the same way. But there's also a lot of fans too. So for me, that was a really cool moment, even though it was overshadowed a bit by the Bloodline stuff. But two very important things playing out here at the end of the show tonight that really made tonight's episode of SmackDown. We had Randy Orton, who was kind of on the warpath. He wants his match with Kevin Owens, and he, without mentioning Triple H by name last week, alluded that, okay, Nick Aldis says he can't make the match. It's coming from above. I know what I have to do. And we all kind of surmised from that meant Triple H. And sure enough, Randy Orton and Triple H had a meeting of the minds tonight in the ring, and we're going to talk about that. But Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, they got themselves a match. Randy Orton got exactly what he wanted, and they're going to be wrestling next weekend. So that match has been made official.
My
There
bad.
was also a face-off
My bad.
that was promoted for tonight's show between Cody Rhodes, the World Heavyweight Champion, and the WWE Champion, heading into their match at Crown Jewel. Honestly, not to say nobody cares about the match. I think the two of them are going to have a very good match. But I just don't give a shit about this whole Crown Jewel title stuff. It doesn't matter. It's not important in the grand scheme of things. And so it's very difficult for me to find myself caring about the build-up to a match that really is kind of meaningless and trivial. Especially after that Cody Rhodes promo on SmackDown last week, which I thought absolutely sucked. I thought the Cody promo last week was garbage. And the way they left it in that promo was, I'm going to invite Gunther to come to SmackDown next week so that Gunther, as Cody did last week, can fill all of us in on why he thinks he's going to be the Crown Jewel champion, why he deserves to be the Crown Jewel champion. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. No one gives a fuck about this match. No one cares about champion versus champion. Whoever wins the crown jewel champion. It's fucking shit. Garbage. There's no heat. There's no reason to care. The build up has been terrible. Cody Rhodes is a shit fucking babyface. He's a shit fucking babyface champion. And I truly think that this is WWE being lazy because they don't have any top challengers for Cody Rhodes and Gunther. I mean, who did Cody Rhodes have? He had Kevin Owens. He had Solo. Clearly, they're setting up Randy Orton. Hopefully, Gunther didn't really have no one besides Randy Orton, and then after he beat Sami Zayn. But who's he gonna feud next? I don't give a fuck about any match on this card. The only match I care about is Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. Maybe Kevin Owens and Randy Orton just based on how heat the feud had been. I mean, people are interested. I'm gonna have to lead to Randy Orton getting the match with Cody Rhodes. Bronson Reed, I hope he gets moved up to maybe Gunther or maybe Braun Breaker. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the Gripe and Dick build have been shit. I can't wait to get Crown Jewels over with. Crown Jewels seem worthless. Every match is very filler. There are only two matches that legit have heat and have a pretty good build, and that's Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. That's it. Everything else is just an afterthought. Everything else is filler. I don't give a fuck. Cody and Gunther don't mean shit. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, oh, that definitely don't mean shit. I don't think we saw Nia Jax tonight, did we? And if we did, it might have been bad days. But I don't think we saw Nia Jax tonight. I don't think we saw Tiffany Stratton. I don't know if she's gonna cast in. I think she shouldn't cast in because it doesn't make any sense. But Jesus Christ, man, I can't wait to get this pay-per-view over with. So we move on to Survivor Series and see what happens next. What's gonna happen going into Survivor Series? And hopefully Cody Rhodes and Gunther defend their fucking titles. Because, Crown Jewel, this is now the second pay-per-view where Cody Rhodes and Gunther are not defending their title. Because they didn't defend their Bad Blood. They were on the show, but they didn't defend it. Now again, Cody Rhodes was in a tag team match in the main event. Gunther was in a segment teasing the match with Bill Goldberg, and I'm like, what? And now we're not defending our crown jewels? I don't know who's gonna win this match, but I don't want to see Gunther lose. This match cannot end clean. This match will end in a fuck finish. Either Kevin Owens gets involved, maybe The Rock gets involved. I don't know, but I don't see Gunther. No, there is no. This match is not ending clean. Same thing with Nia and Liv Morgan. I'm sorry. I think I've spoken too much. Let's go back to Salamonster.
That was my thought coming out of it. Kept an open mind and say, okay, let's see what they have in mind for the segment tonight. I was all prepared to come on here, honestly, and tell you that it was the best thing on the show until we saw what we saw there at the very end. But what they ended up going out there and doing is having a segment that was much better than I thought it would be going in, and also a segment where the World Heavyweight Champion was out there. He should have been the one standing in the ring saying, tell me when I'm telling lies. Because Gunther was out there, man, he was spitting fire in the ring with Cody, which is not to say that Cody was completely overmatched or Cody sucked or anything like that. There was nothing wrong, I mean, with what Cody said or the way he said it. Cody did okay, but I thought Gunther killed it, and he just blew him out of the water, I thought, in that segment. He was standing on facts, and it's hard to argue with some of the things that Gunther, the heel, was saying in this segment, to the point where the crowd in Brooklyn was audibly cheering for and popping for some of the things that Gunther was saying. It's making a lot of sense. But I enjoyed that segment a lot more than I thought I would coming into the show. Something I was looking forward to and I thought I would enjoy more than I did. Game 7. We had Game 7 tonight. That's how they were billing it, between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, with the winner going on to challenge for the United States Championship. We had the United States Champion, LA Knight. He was the special guest referee for the match. And there has not been a Game 7 this bad since the Suns and the Mavericks 2 years ago. Okay, unfortunately, it pains me to say, but the match itself and the finish they went with, very lame, very disappointing. But it made sense for the direction that they're going in, which is a championship match that has now been added to Crown Jewel. And in fact, it was one of 3 matches, one of 2 title matches that have now been added to the Crown Jewel card coming up next weekend. It was not a great first hour of the show tonight. It wasn't. But I thought, more than made up for it with the second hour for what I thought overall was a very enjoyable show. And let's talk about it. This is your WWE Smackdown review here for Friday night, October 25th, 2024.
Look at
This
this
guy
shit.
right here, that's me. I'm the Solomon.
There a problem here?
Thank you for tuning in.
I'm sorry,
Thank
there a
you
problem
for
here? There better not be.
subscribing to the channel. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and
Watch
do
your
so.
mouth.
Also, hit that like button. Super chats are open.
You think I'm playing?
If you are a channel member, and it's not, shame on you, you need to be. Part Bruce. I can tell you that. So I don't know where Bruce was tonight, but he wasn't there. But Randy Orton went over to Triple H, and he was having a conversation with him. We couldn't hear what they were saying. But what we did see was Triple H basically telling him, look, you got to go out. Basically, get your ass to the ring.
Since
So off to the
2015.
ring went Randy
I've been a
Orton.
fan of you guys since 2015.
He said that
since I was
if
15
he
years
didn't know
old.
any better, he would
Since I
swear that
was
Triple H
14.
was protecting Kevin Owens
Since I
from
was
him.
14. Back in
So he
2015.
invited Triple H to come on down to the ring
I've been a fan of you
to
guys
have
since
a
2015.
conversation.
Back in 2015, I was a fan of you guys.
So Triple H walked out on stage, and he had a microphone in his hand, and he said that he would have preferred not to do this after. B, in Cody. Maybe he sees the miserable prick in Randy Orton that he doesn't want to be. He doesn't know.
Are you fucking serious?
But whatever it is, he likes the two of them. And for the first time ever, you two turned on him. At least in his mind. Says there's something that's disconnected with Kevin Owens right now, and he doesn't. Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. He was begging him at this point. And Triple H said he hopes to God that Orton and the fans know what they're asking for. You want Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel? You got him.
I wonder who won this match. Pretty sure Randy Orton had to win this match because Randy Orton has not won a pay-per-view in like 2 years. No longer. Well, Randy Orton has not won a singles match on pay-per-view in like 3 years. I think the last time we saw Randy Orton win a singles match on pay-per-view was at WrestleMania 37 against Bray Wyatt in one of the worst matches ever. That was the last time he won a singles match on pay-per-view. I'm not gonna count the tag team match with Riddle. Don't count. Now, since Randy Orton came back, he only won a Survivor Series last year. Since then, he had lost every pay-per-view. He lost every pay-per-view this year. There's no way he's losing again. He ain't losing to Kevin Owens. Randy Orton should win it, and he should be next in line for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes needs a top challenger in a big feud. Randy Orton's that guy. So I think Randy Orton's winning it, man.
And then he warned Orton to make sure he protects himself at all times.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good match.
So that didn't take much to change Triple H's mind. Just like that, the match is now official for Crown Jewel. They're going a little over the top. They went a little over the top here, I think it's safe to say, with Triple H. He was talking about Kevin Owens like he's the Terminator. What did this guy do, right? He put the boots to Cody Rhodes outside of his bus. He put the boots to Randy Orton out in the parking lot somewhere. I mean, to hear Triple H talk about this, you would think that he took a cheese grater to their faces and then set them on fire. But, part of what they were doing here in this segment, it's kind of a new wrinkle here to the Owens character. Where they're trying to make him seem more dangerous and more unhinged.
And I'm lazy.
And I thought it was effective that they were using Triple H, who we don't get to see on the show very often.
See enough.
Usually when we do see
But
Triple
the
H or
fact
hear
that
his
I'm
name
not-
mentioned, they're
not-
kissing his ass,
and
right?
I'm not
It's the
boxing
Triple H
me.
era,
What are you
after
doing?
all. He certainly doesn't shy
See,
away from showing his face.
But
on
the
TV.
fact we got
But he's not on the show on a regular
another
basis. People know that he's running the show. So when he
I think-
actually comes out and he's in a
I
segment
have
like
seen
this,
enough.
it does feel
I said this when
different.
I
It does
said
feel
this when it was
special.
Brock Lesnar.
And they
over
wanted
years
to
ago.
use
Now
that
I'm
to
sick
try
and
to get
tired
Kevin
of
Owens
the lazy
over
men
in this
behind
new
the
way,
Brock Lesnar mess.
where he's
Now
a
I'm
bad
saying the same
man.
thing about Roman Reigns.
Something wrong with this guy. I've never seen this side of him before. He's not all there.
Because 3 years
I
ago,
thought it was
I
effective to
love
use Triple H.
Roman Reigns' appearances. The
Um,
match that he
And I
was
didn't
on,
think they
I
were going to
love
do the
those
match at
matches.
Crown Jewel. I
But
said
Jay
that
was
last
so
week. I said,
Kevin
of course
Owens,
we're
right?
going to get
Don't
it. But
put
you know
us
what?
in
I don't think we're getting it at Crown
the
Jewel.
way they
Because
told the man to sell
think
the
back to the
character.
promo that Kevin
Don't
Owens sent
think
in last
this
week that they
shit.
aired on TV.
And
He
also
was sitting
Roman
there.
Reigns,
How did
and
he
also
end that
Roman
promo?
Reigns being a part-time and working life
He ended
and
it
not
by saying,
wrestling.
look, I don't know when or even if
if.
you're ever going to see me again. And I thought,
Come
okay,
on.
well, they're going to keep him off television for at least a few weeks before he reemerges, maybe in time for Survivor Series. I didn't think he was going to have a promo last week saying, I don't know when or if you're ever going to see me again. And then the very next week, Triple H makes a match between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. But here we are. They're doing it next Saturday. I would not expect a clean finish, by the way, in that match. But I would certainly hope that when they have their match, we would get a more ruthless Kevin Owens. There has to be some change in the way he dresses, in the way he wrestles, to warrant this kind of description of him here by Triple H. He can't just be the same Kevin Owens walking out there in a t-shirt and basketball shorts, wrestling the same exact way he always does. There has to be something different. And I would be in favor of him dressing differently. I don't know, in what way, but just when he walks out at Crown Jewel, he should look different. He should feel different. He should work the match differently. There's got to be something different and unique as compared to the other times that we see Kevin Owens in the ring and on TV. To warrant this kind of description there, because they're talking him up as some kind of dangerous individual. He needs to come off.
Well, I want to take the opportunity.
Look, everyone, it's Samoa.
If I don't want to live here anymore,
Hey, Nick Grosso,
hey, I
thank
can make
you
my
for
own.
the
Can I make my
1999.
own damn
I
decision? I'm
appreciate
an adult.
the super chat very
My own dance, I'm an adult. Because
Always
I'm
good
an
to
adult,
see
I make my
Samoa
own fucking
Bro
decisions.
with us here on
I
Friday.
just want to take the chance to move on.
We had Game 7 in the
Are
series
you-
between
are
Andrade
you
and
shooting me the
Carmelo
fucking
Hayes,
stuff?
this time with the United States
Hold the fucking
champion,
money
LA
in.
Knight,
You're
as the special referee. They came
fucking
into this
money
match
you.
tied at
Your
3
son's
wins
money you.
apiece,
Your son's
hence Game 7. Knight was wearing his vest over a referee shirt. He had his shades on. He had his belt on.
fucking money.
He was calling things right
fucking
down the
money
middle in the early going.
money you.
Andrade
Your
sent
son's
Hayes to ringside and was setting up
fucking
for a
money you.
dive.
Your son's
Knight got in his way, though. Stopped him from
Your
doing the
son's
dive, which got him boos from the crowd. And then he started counting Carmelo Hayes, and he was leaning through the ropes, kind of looking at him outside as he was counting. And the reason he was doing that is they were setting up a spot where Andrade hit the ropes anyway, and he ended up doing a dive out of the ring over LA Knight. And he took out Carmelo Hayes. That took us into a break. Hayes stuffed Andrade's finish. Andrade hit him with a destroyer instead. Andrade followed up with a double knees in the corner, and then he covered him for a 2 count. When Hayes kicked out, though, he propelled Andrade up into the air, and he landed on top of LA Knight.
He's a drug dealer.
So LA Knight now, he rolls to the other side of the ring, and he's trying to regroup. Hayes rolls up Andrade, but now there's no referee because Knight's over in the corner trying to get himself back together here. So he completely missed the cover. Hayes ended up throwing a kick that Andrade avoided, and he took out LA Knight with the kick instead. He rolled out. So there was no referee. Knight then ended up pulling Hayes out of the ring when Mello had a visual pin on Andrade in the ring.
I didn't stupid.
Well, Knight drags him out of the ring and then just hurls over the announcements. He gets back inside. Andrade was not pleased with him, I guess, getting physically involved. He took a shot at LA Knight, which sounds like a really bad fucking idea because this guy's the referee. He didn't put his hands on Andrade, but I guess Andrade wanted a fair fight. He didn't like this. He took a shot. LA Knight avoided it, put him down with a BFT. So Hayes now gets back in the ring. He also ends up beating the BFT. Knight leaves the ring. He goes over to the timekeeper's area. and he rings the bell.
This young man can
Grabs the microphone, stands on top of the announce desk. So we got a no contest here. Game 7. Imagine Game 7 of the World Series going into extra innings. The teams run out of pitchers, and they just declare, we don't have anybody left. This is going to be a tie ball game.
Jerry had agreed.
At the end of the World Series, we have a Super Bowl where it just ends in a tie. We got a tie here in Game 7. How fucking stupid and lame is that? But Knight is standing there, and he says that they're both losers. He declares himself the winner of Game 7. Honestly, LA Knight here, he came off like a complete dick. But when you really think about it, when is he not? Like, that's his character. That's what he is. He's a raging douchebag. Pretty much everybody. It just so happened that it got over, and the fans kind of liked that, so they cheer for him. His character never really changed. But he came off more of a dick here than usual. And as I said before, a Game 7 this bad you will not find since the Sons of the Mavericks 2 years ago. It sucks to go 7 here in a best of 7 series and see like this. It was very lame. I mean, it's fucking lame. But it was predictable. I'm not shocked that they went with this finish. It seemed pretty obvious once they announced LA Knight was going to be the guest referee how this was going to go. Did you honestly think that LA Knight was just going to count the green? It was going to be Andrade and LA Knight when we've already seen it, or Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight when we've already seen it. This was always heading to a triple threat, and this is the way that they chose to get there. Now, backstage, when this was over, LA Knight's walking, and Nick Aldis confronts him, and he's not very happy about what just happened. So he lets LA Knight know that a crown jewel, now he's going to have to defend his championship against both men. So it'll be a triple threat match with LA Knight defending the United States title against Carmelo Hayes and against Andrade. That will be the first U.S. title defense on a PLE since SummerSlam, because there was none in Berlin and there was none at Bad Blood. But at least they made the card. And that, to me, is the biggest thing. Because, look, and I think I've made this point before, where I was always hoping that at some point we would get a match between Andrade and Hayes. They really are.
All right, now let's see what Judy from New York gonna say. All right, now let's see what JD from New York gonna say. Let's see his review. Get the fuck out of my face.
It's going to be a Game 7. I'm telling you right now, man. It's going to be a Game 7. 7-game series between the Yankees and the Dodgers. We got a Game 7 tonight with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was a very eventful Friday Night Smackdown. And as I've been conditioning all of you, I've been prepping all of you, I have been teaching all of you what is the most important thing in all of professional wrestling. Story. You guys understand it. The AEW fan base are a bunch of fucking simpletons. They don't know right from wrong, up from down, left from right. Story. That's what we got tonight. Story. A lot of people asked, well, why? Why did they do what they did tonight? Why is this happening so soon? I don't really see what is so difficult to understand when watching the show. Everything made sense. Everything lined up the way that it needed to. And you got the tag team championships off of a team that didn't need them. You got the tag team championships onto a team that certainly needed them. And you forwarded the story that you saw tonight, a story of revenge, by using those tag team championships. I don't see where the discrepancies are. see, a lot of people don't really understand what they're watching. A lot of people don't understand what happens on these shows. That's why you got people like me here. Some people legitimately hate watch a show like this, and then they want to shit all over it because they don't really have any other aspects or hobbies in this life. They just go about making other people miserable. There's always fair criticism what we do here. And tonight, it is absolutely deserved for the Motor City Machine Guns to win a set of tag team championships within WWE. Jey Uso lost his Intercontinental Championship on Monday night to Braun Breaker and Solo Sikoa. And the Bloodline showed up, and they wanted to help him retain the championship. The other guys, I don't know if they wanted to help him per se, but Solo Sikoa certainly helped Jey Uso evade a spear from Braun Breaker, and he ate the spear himself from Braun Breaker. Ultimately, Jacob Fatu and the rest of the Bloodline, they caused a mayhem situation outside the ring on Monday, which led to Braun Breaker spearing Jey Uso and becoming a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Boom. Your revenge storyline was planted right there for it to grow on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, I didn't expect it to happen so soon. I expected the Motor City Machine Guns to win. I expected this tag team title match possibly next week, maybe after Crown Jewel, but we got War Games to build. We got two War Games teams that we certainly need on the poster and in the advertisements and on the graphics. They want to get everybody where they need to as quickly as they can, as long as it makes sense. And everything did make sense. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso both showed up on Friday Night SmackDown tonight after the Motor City Machine Guns defeated DIY in a decent match. It wasn't anything special. I was expecting a TakeOver blowaway classic that you would see at a TakeOver in New York during the Black and Gold days. It wasn't anywhere close to something like that, but still, DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns do not put on bad tag team wrestling matches. DIY obviously lost. Motor City Machine Guns won. We got a little bit of a situation there with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, which I hope to God they break them up. Because I'd love to see Ciampa as a heel, and I'd love to see Johnny Gargano as a babyface. DIY has done nothing, and they are losers together. So hopefully that gets planted there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Motor City Machine Guns win. Bloodline comes out. Nick Aldis is out there. He makes the match. We get the match. I knew exactly where they were going. Anybody with two eyes who follows the show knows where they were going with this. We talked about this last week. We talked about it on Tuesday with Solomonster on Tuesday Night Titans. Everybody saw where this was going.
I'm not giving the present.
Bloodline loses the tag team championship thanks to Jimmy Uso and thanks to Jey Uso. We also got an appearance from Roman Reigns, who took two of the biggest aspects of the Bloodline out of the picture, leaving Jimmy and Jey to do what they had to do against Tamatonga Tangaloa. Motor City Machine Guns reaped the benefits of that, and poof, tag team championship reign is over for the Bloodline. Motor City Machine Guns are the new WWE tag team champions. Why? Why? Well, Jey Uso got his revenge for what the Bloodline did to him on Monday, costing him the Intercontinental Championship, his first singles title in 14 years in WWE. I think that's more than enough of a reason to answer the question of why. We're not Dynamite. We don't leave the answer of why unanswered and tack on more questions and then don't answer those either. You got your why. Jey Uso needed revenge, and he got his revenge. Boom. Well, why put the titles on the Motor City Machine Guns? Why not? Were they doing anything on the Bloodline? They were basically props to make Solo's Bloodline look better than they were before. And that's not really saying much. Motor City Machine Guns win the tag team championships, and I don't know why anybody is asking why when it comes to Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. There's two guys in this business that deserve the spot that they are in right now. It is Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. I don't know why anybody is complaining. What you also do by putting the tag team championships on the Motor City Machine Guns is you establish that tag team division as something that is now going through a reset. Number one, can't do that with the Bloodline because they got to look strong. And you can't really have them look weak going into War Games. So now you tell the story of revenge with the titles. And Tama Tonga and Tangaloa are going to be better off without those tag team championships. Motor City Machine Guns also needed to be an established act on the main roster. No better way to do that than beating the Bloodline in your third match and then being gifted the tag team championships on top of that. What do you think the optics of that are when you're in that audience looking at the Motor City Machine Guns beat the Bloodline? Everybody in the Barclays Center now thinks of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. If you didn't know of their previous history, now you know them as, these guys are pretty important. These guys are going to be a pretty big deal. They beat the Bloodline. There you go. No better way to establish a team that not only is the best team probably in the entire world, but it's also a great way to establish them in the eyes of the fans that don't know who they are and don't know that they've been around for 20 plus years. Everything that they did tonight was
Don't
great.
worry. It's going to be
I
fun
have
people.
no problem
It's
with
gonna
what
be
they
fun
did tonight.
You'll find out who
Jimmy
the
and Jey
fifth person
Uso at the
gonna
end of the
be.
match,
The fifth person
they
in War
embrace,
Games.
they hug,
You'll know who it is.
they are back together,
we all
they
know
are
who
now
that
back
person's
on
gonna be.
speaking
And you'll find
terms.
out
The
at Survivor
Usos are
Series where's the
reunited.
fifth man gonna be.
Roman
You
Reigns
will
looking
find out
on
Survivor
as if
Series,
he's
and
the
you'll know
odd
what
man
it is.
out.
Because he's the reason
How do
for
I
this.
get
He's the one that brought
involved
He's the
again
one that
with
called
my
the shot.
family so
He's
that
the
they
one
can trust me?
that told me to become the tribal chief and build out
WWE's got
this
4
new
weeks till
bloodline.
Survivor
Because you ain't.
Series.
Because
None
you
of
lost at
these,
WrestleMania. You were no
none of
longer the
these
tribal chief.
individuals
You're
will
not
be
even
at
close
Crown
to
Jewel.
being the head of the table.
Crown Jewel is what it is. It's Crown
You
Jewel.
want that right.
WWE is building the most important
And you'll
match
find
that
out
they
at
have
Survivor Series. You'll find out
in Vancouver
whoever
at
the
Survivor
final-
Series,
whoever
and
the
they're
fifth man
building it
gonna
now.
be, You'll tell me
They have
why.
4 weeks left to go. That's 8 shows.
And based
Raw
on
and
this promo,
SmackDown.
everyone's saying
Jay's
that
a Raw
The Rock
superstar.
gonna show
He will
up
be
and
on
he's
SmackDown.
gonna make the
He will be on SmackDown, however which way they could get him. He'll show up randomly. Jimmy will be on Raw. He'll show up randomly. We may get a Roman Reigns appearance on a Monday night. I don't have a problem with that, as long as it continues to tell the story that we need. That's 8 shows in 4 weeks. There is plenty of time to flesh out everything that you do with the Survivor Series and the War Games match between Bloodline and Bloodline. Everything that they did was fantastic. I have 0 problems with what they did. And then you get the tag team championships on the Motor City Machine Guns. I don't know how anybody would be complaining about that. A tag team division led by the Motor City Machine Guns is a better tag team division in WWE. Love it. Game 7 of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. I don't believe I'm going to say this, but Game 7 between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes was probably the worst match that they've had in the 7-match series, which, believe it or not, I didn't really come into this planning to say that. I thought they were going to have the best match of the entire series. But with LA Knight as the special guest referee, and if you watched the show tonight, LA Knight had his vest on, he had his jeans on, he had a referee shirt on, but over the referee shirt, he had his brown vest, he had his sunglasses on, and he wore the United States Championship while refereeing the entire match. As soon as the bell rung, I had a feeling that they were not going to take this as serious as people wanted it to be for a Game 7 between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. And I'll give you guys one guess how the match ended. The match ended the way that you all expected it to end. We're getting a triple threat match because the match went to a no contest. Neither Andrade or Carmelo won, and now there's a triple threat match booked for the United States Championship at Crown Jewel. Can't complain about that. Let's see what happens there. That's going to be more unpredictable than anything because any one of those guys could walk away the United States champion. This was a very good SmackDown tonight. And we're going to start off at the top with Triple H and Randy Orton in what I thought was probably the best segment that Randy Orton has been a part of since coming back after 18 months on the injured list. The best segment that Randy Orton's been a part of in WWE since his return. Triple H was on the show tonight. Triple H showed up and he explained to Randy Orton why he would not book Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens one-on-one. Love it. We're going to talk about it. Thank you guys for joining me on this Friday night. It's been a hectic week, man. You know, a week like this kind of beats you down at the end of the week, but I'm still rocking and rolling. I'm still giving you guys the best fucking content and the best show in the entire community. Thank you guys very much, man. I appreciate all that you guys do for me and all your support. If you want to show your support, there is a couple of ways to do that. Number one, buy a t-shirt. Some reason, recently he let his guard down, him and Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens let his guard down because he felt like he could trust Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes because they had a common enemy. He felt like to make SmackDown right and rid the problems of the bloodline, he could trust them. He said maybe he was attracted to the good person,
I'm going to skip some of it.
Paul Levesque, to come out, the guy in the suit. He said he wanted Triple H to come out here. The guy in a leather jacket. The guy used to carry around a sledgehammer. He said he wanted the guy who beat the miserable prick out of him in his front lawn after throwing him through his dining room window.
Yeah.
He says he's not the old Orton who was impulsive. He says he knows what's at stake in his career now. He said Levesque knows as well as anyone what it's like to have everything taken away from him. He said people like them need to handle their business in the ring. Please, I beg of you. He said, I hope to God you all know what you are asking for. He agreed to book him against Owens at Crown Jewel. Then told him, from this point on, you're going to need to protect yourself at all times. He left the ring. Orton was happy. And that was the end of the segment. Now, I don't know where we're going with this. The best thing about this is I have no fucking clue where we're going with this. And that's a great thing. As soon as this segment ended, I'm like, this is the tops for me on SmackDown.
Is that?
Bloodline is the bloodline. Obviously, they're going to treat that as the biggest storyline on television for the viewer. But for me, Triple H now involved, who you don't really see get involved in anything. But when he gets involved, you know it's going to be something fucking important.
Exactly. I mean, just like when he got involved at WrestleMania in that tag team match, he played a big part in that too. You know, it's really sad how people are interested in this grudge match with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens than your top champion, Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Let that sink in. People don't care about that match because there's no heat, there's no build, there's no storyline. The build sucks, there's no storyline. It's just been shit. And no one gives a fuck about the Crown Jewel champion. I'm more interested in what's going on here with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens and now Triple H being involved. This has to be leading to Randy Orton going after Cody Rhodes. I think Randy Orton is going to get the victory. I think he had to because he can't afford another loss. He lost every pay-per-view this year. There's no way he's losing to Kevin Owens. Unless Kevin Owens wins some heel way. Or we got a far finish. that would be lazy and just lame on pay-per-view. But I think Randy Orton should get the victory here.
Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, the WWE Championship eventually going to be involved.
Yeah.
The serious nature of this was amplified significantly tonight. And to me, in my honest opinion, this is the best storyline that WWE has right now in the entire company.
Yeah. There's only two storylines: Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and everything with the bloodline and Roman Reigns. Those are the only two storylines that are interesting on SmackDown right now. Everything else is an afterthought, is filler, and not anything special.
It's funny. A lot of people wanted Cody Rhodes to be in something substantial, and here we are. Right now, he's just biding his time before he gets back into it, because he's got Gunther in 2 weeks. I love what they're doing here.
Yeah, me too.
And again, I don't know where they are going. We could see this go in any which way, any direction. Me personally, what I would do is I would take Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at Crown Jewel, and I'd give Kevin Owens the victory at Crown Jewel. Kevin Owens gets the victory at Crown Jewel. Kevin Owens gets a championship match against Cody Rhodes at Survivor Series. And at Survivor Series, I don't know what happens there. I don't know what they're planning there. But Randy Orton is eventually going to turn on everyone. And Randy Orton is going to go into a very, very dark place. I honestly feel at the end of all this that Kevin Owens is going to see that Randy is the one that you can't trust. I think Randy is going to be the one that obviously turns heel and gets his match with Cody Rhodes, and we may very well get that match at Saturday night's main event on Long Island.
It is a possibility.
But I don't know how you guys feel about it. Kevin Owens, I've already stated that Kevin Owens and his statement and his situation, you can't really blame Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has every right to feel the way that he does. Cody teamed with the one guy who basically ruined SmackDown for 4 years, and Kevin Owens couldn't do anything about it. He teamed with the guy that made his life a living hell to a point where he took his best friend, manipulated his best friend, beat the shit out of his best friend, and they had to come together and stop the bloodline in their own way. Randy Orton was taken out by the bloodline. He missed 18 months because of the bloodline. Kevin Owens has every right to feel the way that he does.
You know what?
But man, oh man, the way that you look at it, honestly, Kevin Owens, to me, this is why I've said this. I've said this very often here on this channel.
Everyone's
on CNT.
saying that, you know, when
Kevin
we got
Owens is not
Survivor
the
Series,
bad guy.
everyone said, "Oh, this is WrestleMania caliber." They kept
He
saying
may
this
be
all
the
the time.
bad guy
So you're
in the
telling
eyes
me
of
that,
fans, but deep
oh,
down,
you know,
Owens
when
is
what
not
we
the
got
bad guy.
Survivor Series, you want me
He's
to think
not.
that we're gonna get Cody Rhodes? And I don't want.
Randy
Oh,
Orton
no, that's not happening.
is not the bad guy here
No,
either.
that's not happening.
Randy Orton's only doing
No,
what he
even.
feels like he needs to do.
Sure.
Kevin Owens
That's
disrespected him.
WrestleMania.
He wants to
Woman
get
was
some
what Triple
sort
H said it in the
or Kevin Owens
podcast
beating him up
that
in the
the
parking
WrestleMania
lot.
series is setting up to be the Walkers and
If you
Woman.
really look at
and
it,
Randy
Cody
Orton versus
Rhodes
Cody
is the
Rhodes
one
because
that's
of the
causing
history.
all the
Think
trouble.
about the history between Roman.
Cody
and
Rhodes
think about the history, the build, the
is the
storyline
one
that we're telling.
who has
Those
started
are your
all
two
of
WrestleMania
this.
matches. Roman Reigns
It's
and The
all
Rock,
because of Cody
Rhodes and
Rhodes.
Randy Orton. That is a WrestleMania
Cody
match
Rhodes is the
because of their history
blue
and the
collar,
storyline.
everyday
Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton have
babyface.
a lot of history from the days of
But he's
NXT.
the one
Just
guy
think about
in
the
this
history
entire
that we had with
situation.
all
If
these
you
guys.
really
Think about
boil
that
all the
in
facts down,
2009 when
Cody
we had
Rhodes is the
Legacy
villain.
versus McMahon.
Cody Rhodes is the
That's
villain.
also a WrestleMania
He
match.
is the
I want to say
snake
SummerSlam,
or the
but we did
wolf
some.
in sheep's clothing.
That can be WrestleMania match based
He
on the
started all
history and the story and the build that we're seeing on
Don't you
SmackDown.
think that Randy Orton
That can also be when you
is
bring
eventually going to
Cody
see
Rhodes
that?
and Randy Orton
Maybe
because they
Kevin
have
Owens
to be
isn't
in the
wrong.
Rock and Woman.
Don't you think that Randy
Randy
Orton is
Orton
eventually
so
going to
like
open his
definitely
eyes
beat Cody Rhodes for the
and see
title
that Cody
and have
Rhodes
it
is the
for
one that's
Roman,
wrong?
then Cody Because
Kevin Owens is going to
think
remain
about it,
Kevin
no one
Owens.
beating Cody Rhodes on SmackDown.
Kevin Owens is
There
going to
was
go
no one
on
believable that
and
was
do
legit.
what Kevin
There was
Owens
no
has
way
to
able to
do.
beat Cody Rhodes.
And fans will love
Besides
him
Randy
for
Orton.
it. Because at the end of it all, Kevin Owens is not wrong. Randy Orton is going to be the one driven into madness. He's going to turn on Cody because he's going to realize that Cody is the reason for all these problems. Kevin Owens is going to see that Randy Orton is the one who was always the bad guy in this situation, according to him, and he's going to want to get his revenge on Randy Orton and realize that maybe Cody was a real friend to him. It was Randy that turned their back on both of them. But if you really want to think about it, Cody, he's the one that starts all this shit. He's the villain. He's the bad guy. He's not playing one.
Didn't he cast it a
But
week
Cody's
later?
done more
Just
wrong
like
here
it
to get
was,
everything
Jeff
to where
Dan
we
was
see it
5
now
days
than
later.
both Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
Didn't Jess like it win it? And he cast
That's
it a
why,
week later.
to me, it's the most
No,
interesting.
the transition.
Because you don't know which way it's going to go.
Kane, at least
You don't know
Kane
who's
was
going to
the
turn
original
on who.
champion.
You don't know when
Kane and
that
Cass
turn is
on
going
the
to
same
happen.
night. He won it and Cass on the same night.
I also love the fact
Billy
I also love the
Kane,
fact that
they had a
Cody Rhodes,
storyline.
he
At
is
least
in a story with some fucking
because
meaning
he had
and
to
some
feud with
emotion.
Undertaker for a few months. And he
And I
has to
love the
live.
fact that Triple H heavily put over Kevin Owens tonight as a legit fucking killer. He boasted so much about Kevin Owens, and he made Kevin Owens look like a savage.
And Paul Bearer guy.
I really do.
I'm kind of confused at this fucking ending.
That was awesome. The best segment that Randy Orton has been a part of since he's been back on WWE television. Brian A in the chat says Randy Orton will break everyone's heart when he turns on Cody Rhodes with that RKO. Yes, he will.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so. I don't know when. It would make sense for Survivor Series, would it? Maybe Kevin Owens wins, and maybe do you really think Cody Rhodes is gonna? What did Cody Rhodes need to win? I don't think so. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. Maybe Kevin Owens should win. Maybe we get the heel turn at the pay-per-view. Kevin Owens wins, and then Cody Rhodes is fighting Gunther. Logan Kaiser gets trying to get involved. Randy Orton has it back. Maybe that will cause Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And then Gunther gets a cheap victory. And then Cody and Orton, they're in the ring. And maybe we get the RKO there. And he turns heel. And then we could look at a triple threat match. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions, but we could do that at Survivor Series, and that will be interesting for the pay-per-view. That will get people talking. That will get people interested. People will be ready to see that. And then Randy Orton could win at Survivor Series, the pay-per-view where he won last year. I have a feeling they will do that.
He will, and it's going to be a thing of fucking beauty. It's going to be great. I don't know when the match happens, though. That's the thing. Does it happen at Saturday Night's Main Event? Does it happen at Royal Rumble? I don't know where that match with Cody's going to take place, because I think the whole rumor is that Cody is going to potentially wrestle The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania in a triple threat match. We all know that Cody's going to be in The Rock. And if we do Randy and Cody, do we take the title off Cody in the interim to give his WrestleMania season a little bit more spice? Throw it on Randy for a couple of months, have Cody get it back, and then he goes on to wrestle Rock and Roman, or maybe just one-on-one with The Rock. We don't know.
Oh, I hope not. There is no way in hell that we're getting Rock, Cody, and Roman at WrestleMania. It's actually going to take away the events of Rock and Roman match when they get their one-on-one. And how did we get there? Roman Reigns is not winning the Rumble. He's not winning the Chamber. Okay, he's a part-timer. And The Rock, he's not winning the Rumble, winning the Chamber. And if it's not for it doesn't make sense for it to main event if there's no title on the line. What the fuck are they fighting for? And it makes no fucking sense. And why would Roman and Cody be in the ring after just teaming up a month ago? That's not happening. Cody Rhodes is going to be your champion going into WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. He will face whoever wins the Rumble or the Chamber. It ain't gonna be Rock and Roman. Cody Rhodes will be in the title picture. Rock and Roman to do a single match. You can do Rock and Cody at the Royal Rumble. I honestly don't give a shit. First of all, do the match to get it out of the way, so we can go on to WrestleMania and we can worry about it. Jesus Christ, man.
Very interesting how they're going to work all of this out. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. This is match 7 in their unofficial best of 7 series. Andrade made his entrance. Carmelo made his entrance. Did not like what they did at all. LA Knight is the special guest referee here. Like I said in the beginning of the show, he didn't take off his jacket. He didn't take off his title. He didn't take off his sunglasses. He treated this as an absolute jobber match. So on one hand, you could look at WWE and blame them for wasting 2 months, 3 months of your time with these guys for the way that they portrayed LA Knight and the way that he came off not really giving a shit about Game 7 here between Andrade and Carmelo. You could look at it that, or you could look at it as, well, it's not that really big of a deal. It was going to end up a triple threat match anyway, which I think most of us already knew. But man, oh man, you hype up how these guys have delivered every single time out there through 6 matches, and then they go out there for a 7th, and it's the lamest match of them all. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
So, Knight, like I said, was wearing his full getup.
I thought, yeah, the first hour of SmackDown was fucking garbage. This was a lame ending and a cheap way to get a triple threat match. I get they want to protect both guys. I think LA Knight should drop that title. I think he's had it long enough. He hasn't really done much with it. I think Carmelo Hayes should win the goddamn title and do Carmelo Hayes and Andrade at Survivor Series, and then do a clean finish. I think LA Knight. I think Carmelo Hayes needs to win the title, or you can give it to Andrade. But I think Carmelo Hayes should win it. I think he deserved. I think he needs it more than Andrade.
And he hits a BFT on Andrade. He does the same thing to Carmelo. Knight then walked outside with both guys down and rang the bell himself. Ding, ding, ding. Grabbed the microphone. Knight said, "To hell with Game 7. Knight said he was the United States champion and he was the winner of Game 7. LA Knight's music hit and he walked off and the match ended in a no contest. You know, after all that, after 6 matches, you're looking forward to a very competitive match because we've gotten a very competitive best of 7. And that's the way you end it. It's almost as if WWE said, you know what? We're done. You know what? We don't care. We're tired of seeing it. We're over. Meanwhile, I wanted to see the most competitive match in the entire set, and LA Knight treated it like it was a fucking joke. Now, I get that's his character. I get that's who he is. But give me something a little bit more than that, man.
Yeah.
Give me something a little bit more than that. Play with me a little bit, man. Holy shit. As soon as the bell rang and LA Knight rang the bell and he said he won Game 7, I knew exactly where they were going.
Yeah.
Now, the great thing is, it's not happening on SmackDown. That's the best thing about it all. He walked to the back. Nick Aldis said, "What the fuck was that? Why did you do what you did? You want to play games? Now you got both of them in a triple threat match for the United States title at Crown Jewel." Love it. So LA Knight is finally defending the United States Championship on a PLE. Great. It'll be the first PLE that he's defended the United States Championship on since he's won it from Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Because he wasn't on the other ones. Now, he had been defended on SmackDown. I mean, he had feud with these guys for like 2 months. 2 months he had been feuding with these guys. I mean, since he won, he wrestled Sandro that Cabar, and that went nowhere. They dropped that storyline. And with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade for like 2 months now. I think it's time we drop the title and we do something new, do a swerve or a shot. You know what? I actually have either Andrade or Carmelo Hayes win it. I think Carmelo Hayes should win it. I give it to him. And I do him and Andrade at Survivor Series. Because if LA Knight retained, then okay, does he face Andrade? Does he face Carmelo Hayes? He's already faced the guy one-on-one, so one of them had to win it. I don't think LA Knight should walk out with the title. I think he should lose. I think one of them should win it and finish off the feud at Survivor Series. Hopefully. I think LA Knight done the best he could with the title. Then we give it someone else, have a swerve or something.
See, this is why I would actually have him beat Cody. I would have him beat Cody. I would have the match end one-on-one, clean. But I do think that something's going to happen. I do think that there will be a fuck finish.
They have to be.
Genuinely.
They have to be.
Because I'm not really into this title versus title, Raw versus Smackdown, champion versus champion garbage, man. That is an easy way to fucking book yourself into a nightmare.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Exactly.
Cody can't lose. Gunther can't lose. Who wins? It's got to be a fuck finish somehow.
It had to be. I don't want to see a clean finish. There is no fucking way that we're doing a clean finish. You know, Gunther had not been pinned since WrestleMania. Since Gunther won the belt, he had not been pinned. Last time he was pinned was at WrestleMania. And when he was pinned clean, it was kind of shocking. It was a moment, and it did a lot for Sami Zayn. You know, because the way how Gunther had been booked, I mean, look what he did with that title, that IC title. Look how dominant he was, how unpinnable he was for 2 years with that belt. It was a moment. It should be the same thing with the World Heavyweight title. Gunther is not losing. Cody Rhodes should lose. But there had to be a fuck finish. Kevin Owens or maybe Randy Orton, since Randy Orton came out here. Oh, you know, Randy Orton had to get involved. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think Kevin Owens maybe should win. I think Logan Kaiser should get involved. And then Randy Orton can come out and help Cody Rhodes. And something happened where Orton cost Cody the match. And Cody gets mad at him. And Orton gets mad. So hopefully something happens here.
It's going to be a believable fuck finish, too. One that makes sense.
Exactly.
All for a championship that at the end of the show is not going to mean a fucking thing. Next Saturday, that championship will not mean a fucking thing.
It won't.
After it's over. That's the shitty part of it, you know? I thought this was a great promo back and forth. This was probably the best thing that they've done so far in the build of this random champion versus champion match that we're getting for the Crown Jewel Championship at Crown Jewel in Riyadh 1 week from Saturday. Motor City Machine Guns. We'll get into that. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, DIY. Code J.
All right. Now here's the full after Smackdown. Jimmy and Jay reunite after whipping gold from the Bloodline. Oh wait, whoops, my bad. Alright.
After Purdue University in Indianapolis, learning is real.
Enough of these damn commercials. Now Solomon just ended his. I might as well just end mine.
The Machine Guns, again, they may have come off a little bit like an afterthought there at the end. They left and the show continued on with the You know, the big Usos reunion there at the end. And honestly, also, for being honest, it's going to be a struggle going forward for these guys because this is not, by no means, is this the strongest that this tag team division has been on SmackDown. They have teams, but they don't have that many teams, and they certainly don't have that many exciting teams. Right. You've got the Machine Guns, you've got DIY. Okay, so we just saw that. What do you have left? Waller and Theory are still together. Fucking find out why. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, that split should have happened a while ago, but they're still together. Technically, they're still on solid ground. You've got the Street Profits, obviously the Bloodline, but they're going to elevate and boost and strengthen that team.
Given both teams' body of work here, but good match, but a very predictable scenario. As we all knew, the Motor City Machine Guns were probably going to win this match. But how? Was it going to be straight up clean? Was there going to be something that happened with DIY? Yeah, something happened with DIY. Looks like they may be teasing a breakup, and it looks like they may be going heel Tommaso Ciampa. Gargano and Shelley started the match.
Well, I might have walked off the video. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more.
And here comes Brett with the club.
Hold on. That was only 6 minutes. Probably could have won that much. Well, hold on.
Rolled Sabin up before kicking Sabin in the face. Ciampa tagged in and hit and
Hold on.
near fall. Gargano tagged in and they set up the meet in the middle, but that resulted in multiple failed pin attempts. Gargano then accidentally super kicked Ciampa. It's not the first time he super kicked Ciampa in this very building in New York City. I'll tell you that right now. Shelley tagged in and they hit Skull and Bones, which is the name of their finish. It is a neck breaker, big combo. Off the top rope, Motor City Machine Guns win the match. After the match was over, Gargano and Ciampa argued on the outside of the ring. The Bloodline's music hit, and Solo Sikoa walked out with his crew as the Motor City Machine Guns stood in the ring waiting to be confronted by the Bloodline. We go to a commercial break, and we come back from the break with Nick Aldis already in the ring. I'm going to pause there. DIY. Looks like they may be teasing a breakup of DIY, and that would probably be for the best. And it pains me to say that because it looks like WWE is starting to slowly reset how they look at tag team wrestling. I don't know what needs to be done to fix the tag team division. I've given my ideas over the last several years. The last thing that they should be doing is breaking up teams. But I'm going.
Have to put a video game on Game Day. This is a good mental release.
2K is like life. By simple addition of another. You're getting rid of a team that really has zero juice. Let's be honest. DIY has no momentum. Every single tag team title opportunity they've had, they've lost. And the only time they won the titles was to put them right back on the Bloodline. That was it. Let's be real. Dead. I love DIY. I think they're great. They are better individually, though. There was a time and a place for DIY together. That was back before we got to really know Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, who led Black and Gold. I never wanted to see them back together again. It was never going to be the same. What they need to do is create from this moment, they need to create Tommaso Ciampa's villain arc from this right here on the main roster. And I mean that by having him go completely Sicilian psychopath, have him go back and channel that inner Ciampa that we got during Black and Gold. At the same time, give Johnny Gargano that black and gold rub and have him be the babyface that we know he can be. He's going to need something, someone to help him get there. And if they could do that with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano together again on the main roster, I'm all for it. Better yet, it may end up resulting in a WrestleMania match for both Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano together. Is that where Triple H is going? I wonder if that's the plan. WrestleMania is the stage this year. My God, man, what an upgrade that is from TakeOver New York, huh? Love it. Hopefully that is the case. Show comes back and Nick Aldis is already in the ring. Aldis said the tag team match will not happen tonight, and the crowd is chanting OTC, OTC. Solo told Brooklyn to shut their mouths. Solo said he just wanted to come out and introduce themselves as they are now the #1 contenders for the tag team championships. Crowd booed. Solo then did his acknowledge me shit. Brooklyn did not want to acknowledge Solo Sikoa. Solo welcomed Motor City Machine Guns to SmackDown and told them to acknowledge Solo as their tribal chief. Sabin speaks. He introduced Motor City Machine Guns and said, "My name is Chris Sabin. This is Alex Shelley. We are Motor City Machine Guns, and they'd wrestle any place, anytime." Sikoa said that was funny. If they wanted to make an impact, wink, wink, they could have the match right now. All this, he interrupted and said, if Motor City Machine Guns, you see them now, they're giving everything in this business, and he'd be damned if he'd stand by and let the bloodline run the show, basically. Shelley said, no, listen. He spoke to Nick Aldis and said, you know more than anyone what we've put into this industry. Shelley said, if they want a match right now, we want it. So Aldis asked Motor City Machine Guns, if that's what you want, I'm not going to tell one of the best tag teams on the planet that they can't have it. Match is made, and we got a tag team championship impromptu main event for the tag team championships. This was great. This was great. The Bloodline stuff, them coming out and introducing themselves, that had to happen. The tag team championships now being taken off of the Bloodline. Better now than later. All of this worked. It did not feel too soon. It did not feel rushed. It doesn't feel rushed by putting the tag team championships on one of the most accomplished teams in the history of the fucking sport. None of it, everybody's discourse on social media about why would you put the tag team titles on the Motor City Machine Guns so soon, man? If this happened in AEW, JD would be shitting all over it. No, actually, I would be shitting all over it for the simple fact that they don't know how to tell fucking stories in AEW. So yeah, probably I'd be shitting on it for the wrong reasons. You guys are shitting on this because you don't watch the fucking show. There's nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with this. This is not like them going to AEW and being gifted the tag team championship because Tony Khan wants to put the tag team titles on two guys he's probably spending fucking way too much on, and he's got to find some way to recoup the fucking pay that he's given them. Same thing he's doing with Danny Garcia right now. Hey, let's throw you into a TNT championship match. I spent all this money on you. I gotta make it feel like I'm getting a return on my investment. Now this makes sense. We use the titles to propel revenge. We use the titles to benefit a team that is going to do right by those titles and establish them in front of the audience. Boom. There's a reason why I'm on this side of the camera and you guys are on the opposite. And all the geeks online with the fucking fake profiles and the fucking bullshit that they spew every fucking day. There's a reason why you ain't doing what I'm doing, because you can't do what I do as good as I do.
That's not my story.
So sit there, shut your fucking mouth, and listen to someone who is very good at what he does.
So I want
talk about what he loves, professional wrestling.
He wants nothing to do with the world title.
They all brawl.
Cody just said that. So you have
Tonga and Loa
saying that tell you there is no
drop
way
kick Motor City Machine Guns to take them down, and we go into a commercial break.
He don't even draft the Smackdown.
Tama Tonga did his.
He did. Oops. Yes, he did. He did it. He did the he did it. Oh my god.
Yes, he did the noises. He did the noises. Shoko and Tonga working over Shelly. Loa and Tonga went for a double splash. Shelly moved. Jimmy Uso appeared to attack Solo and Fatu on the outside. Solo and Fatu quickly fought back. Roman Reigns! Music hits. Everybody was surprised. Is it? Is it really? Oh my God! It's Roman Reigns! Everybody went crazy. Roman Reigns is out there. Reigns then walked out, gave Fatu a Superman punch. Reigns, Jimmy, and Solo, along with Fatu, fought to the back. Sabin tagged in. Sabin worked over Tonga, hits a drop. Bloodline fought back, moved the referee in the way of a splash. Referee's now out of commission. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga grabbed chairs. Another masked man in a hoodie appeared, and it was Jey Uso. He took out Tangaloa, threw him over the commentary table. Jey hit Tama Tonga with the chair in the midsection, and then across the back, landed a big spear on Tama Tonga before revealing himself to be Yeet Man. Motor City Machine Guns set up their finish. Skull and Bones. And they hit it, and they got the victory over the Bloodline. And that was it. 1, 2, 3. Motor City Machine Guns are the new tag team champions. After the Machine Guns made it to the back, Jey was alone in the ring with Jimmy. Jimmy walked up to him and they hugged in the middle of the ring. Roman in the entrance ramp looked on, watched. He looked to be contemplating what was going on. He wanted family back together, didn't he? This is the way to do it. They have now a common theme, a common enemy, a common goal. That's what's going to reunite the family. Roman's going to have to suck it up, and he's going to have to put his ego away for a little bit and realize that without those two guys, he's not going to be able to get back everything that he wants. Because they are the reason that he got everything in the first place. But I'll tell you what, man, the story that should be coming out of this for the next 4 weeks, how does Jimmy and Jey, how do they trust Roman now? How does Roman get back into their good graces? What's the level of conversation going to be like there? Does he really want to go all the way back to the very beginning? Roman is to blame for a lot of the reason of what happened here, why the family split. Look at what he did to Jimmy. Look at what he did to Jey. He exiled Jey out of the family. It's going to be a very interesting dialogue for the next 4 weeks. And we have Raw and Smackdown to do it. War Games is being set right before our very eyes, folks. Who's going to be the fourth man? Is that Honorary Uso going to join them? Sami Zayn going to join them? Certainly looks to be shaping up that way. With the Wise Men, certainly shaping up to be that way. What about Solo? Solo shoved Jey out of the way on Monday. I know you guys saw Jacob Fatu's look towards Solo Sikoa. There was a little sign, a little moment of weakness there on Solo Sikoa. Is that going to come back and bite him in the ass? I don't think we do that until the end of War Games. I think maybe we get Solo losing the Renegade Bloodline losing, and then he's booted from the group. We could potentially see that happen before War Games. I don't think that will happen, but I think there's a chance that we could see that. I think that happens potentially. He goes groveling back to Roman. We get the family back together, and we get Jacob Fatu leading the Renegade Bloodline, and maybe we get the addition of Hikuleo.
Now we see the Rock again.
Another tongue.
You know what? If you're sending
The brother of, I believe, the brother of Tangaloa and Tamatonga. Again, we don't know where this is going to go. Those are the only two directions that it could go. It's either Sammy joining the OG Bloodline against the Renegade Bloodline led by Solo, or
these commercials are so annoying.
we get Solo being booted from his bloodline because of, let's be honest, being a loser. He hasn't really done anything. He's got to go groveling back to Roman and his brothers. They add Hikuleo, and Jacob Fatu leads the Renegade Bloodline to War Games against the OG Bloodline. Solo, Jay, Jimmy, and Roman. But I think a breakup or an exile of Solo sounds a lot better at Survivor Series. Is The Rock one who's pulling the strings here? Again, there's a lot of questions. And that's a good thing. We don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what's going to happen. We kind of know where it's leading. We know what the end stage is. We know what the match is going to be. We don't know how it's going to look and how it's going to shape up. It's great. I love it. It's going to be awesome. Survivor Series is going to be a fucking banger show. Love it. I thought this Smackdown was good. It wasn't the greatest show ever. Next week is a tape show. They taped the Smackdown show next week immediately following this show. So next week we got to get through another tape show. And then Monday Night Raw is going to be taped in not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, the weekend that they're in Saudi Arabia. They're taping Monday Night Raw, I believe, on that Sunday. So we got to get through these next 10 days or so. And then we'll be back in the United States and be building towards Survivor Series back live. It's a shitty feeling when we got to say, yeah, we just got to get through it. I don't like that. I thought SmackDown was good tonight. They hit a couple of home runs tonight. Wasn't a Freddie Freeman grand slam in the fucking extra innings of World Series Game 1 type of SmackDown. But it was a good SmackDown because we got a lot of storyline progression moving forward. And
I made this video pretty long, longer than I expected. Might as well just end the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of Smackdown. Thought Smackdown pretty good tonight. The build to Crown Jewels. The build going into Survivor Series, War Games. Alright. I'll see y'all later. Until next time.